request to FIFA, try to get that game moved to a neutral venue. The strategy all important for both coaches, James Kwesi Appiah of Ghana and Bob Bradley of Egypt. Look there at the Egyptian bench, featuring the likes of Amazaki. Bob Bradley opting to go without an out-and-out recognised centre-forward tonight, with Zaki and Gedo on the bench. Egypt forced to play their home qualifiers behind closed doors, of course. 6 wins out of 6 they enjoyed in the group stage. Ghana, well, to reach this stage, they had to beat Zambia in a winner-takes-all game in the final qualifying date. They did manage that, beating Zambia, the 2012 African champions, 2-1. Ghana finishing on 15 points, Zambia second on 11 points. Ghana had lost 1-0 in Zambia, which made that even more important. The officials tonight are from Morocco. The referee, Bouchaib El Arash. Some big names and some experienced players on both sides. The likes of Michael Essien, Suleiman Tari and Asamoah Gyan for Ghana. I've already mentioned Mohamed Salah and Mohamed Abu Trika for Egypt. Also in there, the 38-year-old centre-half, Wael Goma, a real mainstay for Al Ahly at club level and for Egypt at international level, and Hossam Ghali in midfield, the former Tottenham Hotspur man. The playoff rounds of the preliminary competition for the 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil African Zone. The first leg from the Babayara Stadium, and it is Ghana against Egypt. Ghana looking to reach the World Cup for the 3rd straight time. They were quarter-finalists in 2010. They reached the 2nd round in 2006. Egypt have only ever been to 2 World Cups themselves, in 1934 and 1990. Since Italia 90, they have been crowned continental champions 4 times. And Bob Bradley, the American who coached the United States at the 2010 World Cup, is seeking to take them back to the top table. Asamoah Gyan, the Ghanaian captain, wears 3 on his back and on the side of his head. Gyan scored an impressive 4 goals in only 3 qualifying appearances as Ghana topped their group ahead of Zambia. Egypt were exceptional in qualifying, the only country on the continent to record 6 wins out of 6. Egypt, the 7-time African champions. They had a hat-trick of titles between 2006 and 2010. There are the travelling supporters. There are a fair number of them here inside the stadium. Ghanaian fans making plenty of noise too. Anticipation rife here. Promises to be a very good game, in keeping with the 4 first legs which have preceded it. The second legs of the playoff round to be played in mid-November. The return match of this one scheduled for November the 19th. There is Bob Bradley, the Egyptian coach. He's gone with a 4-3-3 for tonight's game. 4-2-3-1 for Ghana. Andre Ayew didn't feature at all during qualifying. He's been reintegrated into the squad after a reconciliation process in which the Ghanaian president played a role. The Olympique de Marseille man, Andre Ayew, on the left-hand side of the Ghanaian attack. That was the Egyptian national anthem. Any second now, the Ghanaian national anthem. The Black Stars against the Pharaohs for a place in Brazil. The playoff round of the preliminary competition for the 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil African Zone. Ghana with home advantage in the first leg, and they need to make that count. Andre Ayew is very confident. He says we're the better side and we are favourites. The world rankings suggest that Ghana are better. Anything can happen though. Over 180 minutes of football. Ghana 24th in the world, 2nd in Africa, Egypt 50th in the world, and 8th ranked in Africa. The two captains, Wael Goma and Asamoah Gyan, will come together. Let's have a look at the Ghanaian lineup. A 4-2-3-1 with Majid Waris leading the line. Asamoah Gyan backing him up. Plenty of class in midfield with Kwadwo Asamoah, Andre Ayew, Suleiman Tari and Michael Essien. But injury problems at the back. No John Boy or Jonathan Mensah, while Harrison Afful is suspended. It means Rashid Sumaila and Jerry Akaminko are a very inexperienced centre-half pairing. Fatou Dauda keeps his place in goal, despite Richard Kingson, the Ghanaian record holder in terms of caps, having been recalled to the squad for these games against Egypt. The Egyptians had 6 wins from 6 in the qualifiers. Mohamed Salah is their danger man, the number 11, who plays his club football in Switzerland for Basel. Mohamed Abu Treka, Wael Goma and Hossam Ghali provide great experience to the Pharaohs' ranks. Bob Bradley going for the tough tackling. Hossam Ashur in midfield, providing support there to Hossam Ghali and Mohamed El Neni. Andre Ayew delighted to be back with the Black Stars. He didn't feature in qualifying after a dispute. Peace has been made. Wael Goma, the Egyptian captain, 38 years old now. He's won well over 100 caps, an Al Ahly mainstay, and a 3-time African champion with Egypt in 06, 08 and 2010. Andre Ayew missed the World Cup quarter-final against Uruguay 3 years ago through suspension. And a match which Ghana lost on penalties. They could easily have reached the semi-finals. Asamoah Gyan couldn't score from the spot after Luis Suarez's handball. He did score in the shootout, but it wasn't enough to prevent the Black Stars going out. Ghana immediately on the front foot, and they might have a chance here. It's Gyan. Well, that was an excellent chance to open the scoring with only 11 seconds on the clock. Asamoah Gyan, the Ghanaian captain, scuffing his effort and making it easy for Ikrami. It was shoddy defending from the Pharaohs. A goal then would have had Ghana off to a flying start as Suleiman Tari is felled in midfield, and it will be our Ghanaian free kick. Gives us a chance to have another look at this. I thought we were going to see the opportunity again. Rather, it was the foul by El Neni on Muntari. Inkoum to Andre Ayew. Ghana first to the loose ball. Egypt will have to tighten up in that respect. Jan was just letting Najib know he's there. Asamoah Gyan, who plays his club football in the United Arab Emirates with Al Ain. Throw by Shadid. Shadid goes long. Again, no Egyptian challenge for the ball. Oh, and there might be another chance here. It was Majid Waris going in. Goma and Ekrami got themselves in a bit of a tangle. And Sheriff Ekrami, the Egyptian goalkeeper, will require some attention. It was the header back by Fatih, which so nearly fell for Majid Waris. Egypt escape again. Waris, the Spartak Moscow forward, made only one appearance during the qualifiers. He scored 2 goals against Sudan in a 4-0 home win in March. What was Fatih thinking? That's what Goma's telling him. Well, there's concern here for Sheriff Ekrami. Egypt still looking for a long-term replacement for SM El Hadri, their legendary keeper. Should Ekrami be unable to continue, Mohamed Sabi, the 32-year-old Ismaili goalkeeper, is on the bench. These countries have met 21 times since their first meeting in 1959. Ghana have won 6, Egypt have won 10. There have been 5 draws. The most recent meeting in a pre-Africa Cup of Nations friendly in January of this year, and Ghana ran out 3-0 victors, but that counts for nothing in this 2-legged playoff for a place at the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. Ghali. First bit of possession here for Egypt, but Ghali loses the ball to Ayew, who looked like he was clipped, but play continues. Ghana have physical presence up front with Waris and Jan. They'll look to exploit Goma's declining pace. Essien, out of favour at club level, still a star at international level. Waris to Jan. Asamoah Gyan scores! 5 minutes in, and Ghana are in the lead. It's their captain, Asamoah Gyan, leading from the front. His 38th international goal and his 76th appearance for his country. It was a fantastic finish after good work from Waris. Jan spurned an opportunity in the first minute, but when the second came along, he made no mistake. And James Kwesi Appiah's Ghana have the lead. Jan getting the wrong side of the visiting defence. Played in behind Najib. Driving away, and that is a fantastic shot from an awkward angle. You wonder whether Sheriff Ekrami is still feeling the after effects of his knock from a couple of moments ago. Exactly what the Black Stars of Ghana were after. Jan has been lethal in official matches of late. 4 goals in 3 qualifiers. And now giving his side the lead with only 5 minutes on the clock at the Babayara Stadium. Well, Bob Bradley's Egypt came here to contain Ghana, something they've not been able to do. Here's Salah. for the run of Mohamed Abu Treka. Egypt must settle down. Najib, he's going straight into touch. Inkoum. Essien. Andre Ayew, 2 red shirts around him. Coming away with the ball is Solomon, who has an excellent left foot. Played on by Ashore. To the number 17, Mohamed El Neni, and now Fatty, the right back. The call there by Dowda. Preferred to the recalled Richard Kingston for this one. Essien came out of the outside of his boot. It wasn't at all what he was intending. He was aiming for Kwadwo Asamoah, but Egypt are dawdling on the ball, and Fatty wins it back off Waris, and he needed to. Shadid. Ghali, that's a nice looking ball. Played forward by Solomon, but Salah had not made the diagonal run that far across the pitch. Excellent pass by Essien to find Kwadwo Asamoah. It's going to fall for Jan, it bounces off him. It was Gomar's header, and Jan will feel he should have controlled that. Salah to Abu Treka. Egyptian fans pinning so much hope on their link-up. Salah near the start of his career, Abu Treka towards the end of his. Fatty. Yep, a foul there. Committed by Walid Soliman. Bulk of Bob Bradley's squad, domestically based. Walid Soliman, one of a number of players who play for Al Ahly, who are in the semi-finals of the African Champions League. They've got a 1-1 draw in the first leg against Coton Sport of Cameroon. The return leg is this weekend. That's a home fixture for them. Al Ahly, the Champions League winners in 2012. Ghali. Ashore. And now Shadid. Steaming into the challenges, illegally that time. Physically, they look much sharper than their Egyptian counterparts. Fatty. Picked off by Muntari. And here's Asamoah. Crowd enjoyed that trick there from the Juventus man. He's won over 50 caps since his international debut in 2006. Ghali. Najib. Scooped forward towards Soliman. The challenge comes in from Shumaila. Rashid Shumaila, the 20-year-old who plays for Mamelodi Sundowns in South Africa. Good pressing from the Ghanaian front men and the attacking midfielders, making life hard for the Egyptian defence and defensive midfielders. Ashore. Walking pace, this Egyptian move. It's Salah. Fatty trying to provide some impetus. Muntari comes over. Salah on the move, looking for a 1-2 around the box with Abu Treka. That's a decent pass, which was intended for Solomon. But Incoom was alert to the danger as Ghali picked off a very good angle with his through ball. Up from the back comes Najib. It's taken short. There's Shadid's cross hitting Andre Ayew and going out for another corner. Solomon. Gouda elected to stay at home. El Neni. Really poor ball from the midfielder, who apologises to Mohamed Salah. They are club colleagues at Basel. Montari. Left back tonight for the Ghanaians is Daniel Opari. A trick by Salah. Obtaining a free kick awarded by Boucher Belarash. Joining us late, a reminder that Asamoah Gyan gave the Ghanaians the lead with a fantastic finish in the 5th minute. It was all Ghana up until the breakthrough. Egypt coming marginally more into it since that goal was scored. Shadid. No foul by Nkoum. Montari. Waris always on the move. Real live wire presence up front, the Spartak Moscow man. Montari. The ball rebounds here to Salah. Salah has pace, trying to go the direct route, and it's calmly defended by Jerry Akaminko and Daniel Opare. Essien. Ayew. He operates on the left at club level for the first few minutes of this game. He'd stationed himself out on the right. Here's Kwadwo Asamoah. Asamoah for Ghana. Good save by Akrami, and it doesn't fall for Jan. Asamoah has an excellent left foot. He got plenty behind his shot. Full credit to Sheriff Akrami. 2-0 down with 15 minutes gone. It would have been a long way back for the Pharaohs. As Ghali fouls Andre Ayew in midfield. Taken quickly by Essien. Ghana keen to get on with this. They sense the opportunity to press home their advantage. Jan offside here, surely. Concern for Bob Bradley, who took up his position in September 2011. Soliman. Ghali, so much of the Egyptian play goes through Hassem Ghali. Possession conceded by Najib. And the Egyptians with no option but to foul Jan. Koum. Jan. Garnett continuing to make progress down the right wing. Essien. Good ball in. Oh, and another fantastic stop by Akrami. It was Waris with the header. It could easily be 3 or 4-0 to Ghana. The Black Stars utterly dominant. That save by Akrami, even better than his one from Asamoah in the 14th minute. Terrific cross by Essien. Ayew and Waris were there. Waris got to the ball ahead of Fati, and Akrami was going the wrong way. That is a fabulous stop as he readjusted and tipped it wide. Ashur. Guma. Play slowed down almost every time it reaches El Neni or Ashur. That's better from Egypt with Shadid, the left back, overlapping. Shadid's cross. Hossam Ashur at Al Ahly since his youth team days. Pari beaten in the air, and he has stayed down. Quite a collision, this one, between Fati and Opari. Opari, the 22-year-old, who's at Standard Liège in Belgian football. Recently signed a new 3-year contract with them. Fati, who challenged him, is closing in on 100 caps, having been an Egyptian international since 2002. Fati referred to the more attack-minded Ahmed El Mohammadi tonight. What a save that was. Waris could not have done any better with the header. Might well have clipped Fati on its way. The break in play will allow Bob Bradley to have a word with his players. Something needs to change, and he's having a conversation with his captain, well, Goma. At stake over the two legs, a place at the World Cup in Brazil. It's a competition Egypt have not played in since 1990. Ghana were there in 2006 and again in 2010, where they reached the quarterfinals. Ghana looking by far the more polished side. Andre Ayew. His younger brother Jordan, also in the Ghanaian squad. The Ayew's the sons of Abedi Pele, the Ghanaian great. That's off now, Jib, for the Ghana corner. Up comes Rashid Soumaila. His centre-half partner, Jerry Akaminko, has joined him. Plenty of other players who are good in the air, the likes of Ayew and Asamoah Gyan and Michael Essien, but he needs a better delivery than that. Easily cleared at the near post. Possession retrieved for Ghana by Opare. Asamoah will use his keeper Dowda. They want a number of Ghanaians short of game time at club level. He only recently joined the Orlando Pirates from Ashanti Gold. Shadid. Solomon gives it away to Andre Ayew. Ayew past the first man. Essien came from an onside position. Michael Essien, brilliant play from Essien. Oh, did he take one touch too far? It's gone in, it's an own goal. It's off Goma, the Egyptian captain, and Ghana have their second goal. It's no more than they deserve. Agony for Sheriff Ekrami in more ways than one. Possession conceded very sloppily by Walid Solomon. Andre Ayew did well, released Michael Essien. A trademark burst forward from him. He cut inside the first man, and Goma tried to make the challenge as the keeper Ekrami came out as well, and Goma succeeded only in putting the ball through his own net. What a cut inside by Michael Essien. He took Najib out of the game. I thought he'd taken a touch too far. And the unfortunate Goma has made it 2-0. Scenes of jubilation inside the Babayara Stadium. It's filled to capacity here. James Kwesi Appiah will be telling his team to ram home their advantage and look for more goals. Najib committed himself, went to ground. It bounced off Ghali and the keeper Ekrami. And then Goma, trying to retrieve the situation, had the worst possible outcome for a defender. Well, Michael Essien, who made that run, hasn't featured in the Premier League for Chelsea this season, out of favour under Jose Mourinho, the coach he worked with at Real Madrid last season when he was loaned from the Blues to the Spanish Giants. Essien's recent career blighted by a couple of knee injuries he sustained on international duty. But that was like the Essien of old as he powered forward. An exceptional athlete in his prime. Rolled out by Dowda to Opare. Muntari. Forces Incoom to check backwards. Ghana's biggest ever win over Egypt was in that friendly game on the 10th of January this year. 3-0. The way they've started, they could easily match or surpass that. Incoom. Round the corner by Essien to Andre Ayew. Incoom once more. Nodded on by Abu Treka to Salah. El Neni. Waris. Fatty has got the head bandage after the collision with Apare. Fatty straining to reach it. The sandwich challenge, Najib and Fatty, sanctioned by the Moroccan referee. Down the line by Nkoum. The back heel by Jan was red. Goma. Ghali. Wondering if there's been a switch in system here by Bob Bradley, because Ghali looks to have stationed himself in between the centre halves. Let's see if that persists. Shadid. Abutreka. Chested down by Solomon. Salah. Back to Abutreka. Well, it's taken 28 minutes for Egypt to have any sort of effort worthy of note. Decent move. Their best of the game. Abutreka and Solomon involved. Ghana thought that Salah was offside, but play continued. Shadid bombing on. It does look as though Egypt have switched to three centre-halves, which will give Shadid and Fatty the licence to get further forward. Solomon. The punch by Dowda. Back in it comes. Well, that could have been very dangerous with Dowda so far from his goal. Got reasonable distance on the punch, but it fell straight to Salah, who had the confidence to try to put it back into the danger zone. Montari, the AC Milan man, flicks it wide to Nkoum. Jan. Ghanaian free kick. Goma claims that Jan took a dive. And now the way they're lined up, it looks more like an orthodox back four, with the veteran Goma at left back, Fatty at right back, and Ghali joining Najib in the middle. Loose pass by Shumaila to Akaminko. Akaminko again. Fatty with the strong forward run. Plenty of commitment there. An excessive amount, according to the referee, Bouchaib El Arash. Just jumping into Apare. Bob Bradley has taken the national side this far amidst the backdrop of the Port Said tragedy, when 74 fans lost their lives. Waris. Montari. Jan is on the move. bounce is kind for Ikrami. Jan has the beating of Gomar for speed, that is unquestioned. Soliman. Pari stuck to his task, did very well there. Akaminko. Akaminko plays his club football in Turkey. Might have some more defending to do now, as it's Abu Treka to Salah. Took the shot on early. Had more time than he perhaps realised there, Mohamed Salah. Fine play from Essien, and he's continued his run. Nkoum, crossing first time, straight into Goma. Andre Ayew. 3 men in the box to aim for. Some juggling by Abu Treka. Every move is tracked by Andre Ayew, who fouls him. Goma is down to the experienced players in the Egyptian ranks to get them back on track. Decent pace from both players there. The foul on Soliman. Apare came sprinting across. This qualifying tournament billed as the last chance for Egypt's golden generation. Players such as Gomar, who were around for the hat-trick of Africa Cup of Nations titles between 2006 and 2010. Abu Treka, another you think wouldn't be around for 2018. Abu Treka. Oh, that's a great chance for Egypt. What an opportunity to pull one back. And it fell to the centre half, Mohamed Najib. So much pace on the delivery. He almost got too much on it, Najib. And that just clipped the side of his face. He would have flown past Dowda. Flick on by Salah. Now Egypt forcing Ghana to stretch. This is their strongest spell of the game. Ashore. El Neni. Igor Asamoah lets it run harmlessly out for the throw. El Neni. Soliman. Foul on Muntari by Soliman. Sorry, Muntari, 5 qualifying appearances and 2 goals. As Jan turns away from Ghali. This might be the first booking of the match, and it is for Hossam Ghali. Showing his versatility by moving to the back as Bob Bradley has reorganised things. Turned by Jan and tugging the shirt to prevent the striker getting away from him and getting a shot in. Charlie might claim that Jan was backing into him, but I think the referee's seen that one spot on. number of expert dead ball takers in the Black Stars ranks here. Three big names lined up over the ball. Just moving away now. There's a natural side for a right footer, for a Michael Essien. And it will be Essien. Just under 10 minutes to go till half-time. Ghana leading 2-0. Asamoah Gyan in the 5th minute. And then a Wild Goma own goal after a Michael Essien incursion in the 22nd. Here's Essien. Nkoum, never willing to get forward. Telegraphed the pass there. Salah loves this position, can go either way. Well, he took on Rashid Sumaila, who surely must follow Hassem Ghali into the referee's notebook. That's where Mohamed Salah's at his best, when he's got space to work with. Salah has a magnificent goal-scoring record at international level. 17 goals in just 24 matches for the 21-year-old. Kaminko was covering round, so Salah might not have been able to retrieve the ball. But Sumaila made sure by sticking the arm out and picked up the caution for his troubles. Egypt so close to pulling one back from Abu Trake's last free kick. And it comes again, close to an own goal from Daniel Apare. He argues that he was pushed. No whistle though, that would have stood. Suleiman, away by Gyan. There's a renewed intensity to the Egyptian play. They really want to get one back before half-time. Suleiman. Gyan. Awkward bounce for Ayew, who flicks it on for Nkoum. Good pace from Nkoum. And the first-time shot by Waris doesn't have the sting to trouble Sheriff Ekrami. But a chance-laden opening period here. The referee points to the spot. Out of the blue, the shove by Rashid Sumaila, who has just been booked for a foul on Mohamed Salah, and he's now committed another. That's clumsy defending from the 20-year-old Mamelodi Sundowns player. And the responsibility for the spot kick falls on Mahmoud Abu Trake, seen as a living legend by Egyptian football fans. He scored 5 goals in 6 qualifiers as Egypt reached this playoff round. Mahmoud Abu Trake against Fatou Dauda. The goalkeeper is getting advice from Samuel Nkoum. Abu Trake, very calmly done from the veteran. His 38th international goal, his 98th appearance. And something to shout about for the travelling supporters. Egypt much improved in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the half, and they've got their reward with Abu Treka sending Dowda the wrong way. Ghana could have been out of sight. As it is, we've got a real tie on our hands now. Salah, he's the danger man. Abu Treka. Solomon. Solomon again. Ahmed El Mohammadi has come on. Waiting confirmation of who he's replaced. Fatty's still out there. It might be Hossam Ashur that's gone off. They're all wanting to get forward now. That was Najib. Nkum. Andre Ayew. Muntari. God, they need to get back to doing what they were doing so well at the start of this game. Egypt have made life increasingly difficult for them by stepping up the intensity. Ghana attempting to restore their 2-goal cushion before the interval. Muntari to take the free kick. It's a very good one, and it's 3-1. It is Waris who went so close with a header, kept out by Ekrami earlier in the half, and he has got the goal. Egypt's players who'd worked so hard to get back into the game looked to the ground. Waris was going in there with his teammate Jerry Akaminko, the marking leaving something to be desired. And Waris connecting with a fine Muntari free kick, planting a header down and beyond the grasp of Sheriff Ekrami this time. What a dramatic first half here. 4 goals in the first 45 minutes in Kumasi. An enthralling game of football. El Neni. Now an Egyptian free kick. Abu Treka sees Salah on the run. Andre Ayew. Ghana on the counter. Jan. Ayew claims that he was fouled illegally. The referee seeing nothing untoward there. As we are into stoppage time. The ball played forward by Fatty, who has gone into midfield, with El Mohammadi operating down the right-hand side now. Shadid. Salah. El Neni. Ghali. Montari for Ghana. Throw by Shadid. Their time for a final Egyptian attack of the half. Abu Treka dropping ever deeper to prompt things. Abu Treka. El Neni. Abu Treka. Solomon. Pare wants this to go. Three additional minutes allotted to the end of this magnificent opening period. Ghana leading 3-1. Seconds to go until the end of the first half. Asamoah Gyan gave Ghana the lead in the 5th minute. They went 2 up when Goma, the Egyptian captain, put through his own net. Abu Treka pulled one back from the spot 5 minutes before half-time after Shimaila had fouled Salah. And then in the 44th minute, Waris with a header from the Montari free kick made it 3-1. Still time here for Andre Ayew. Goal kick the decision. The half-time whistle goes. It is Ghana 3, Egypt 1 in the first leg of the playoff round of the preliminary competition for the 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil African Zone. Gyan, Goma and Waris on the score sheet for Ghana. Abu Treka with a penalty for Egypt.